recorder was not working, or the app on whatever. Okay, so hi, English 101. I'm still grading your essays. I was feeling really sick yesterday, so I rested and stayed in bed. And the virus and this fear of the virus and preparation for it has made work life a little more difficult than I had anticipated. So I'm grading those over the next 2 days. The midterm grades are they're no longer being required of instructors, but I'd still like to get you sort of a status on how you're doing so far in the course. So those are going to be due and up on the 30th of March. And because you're still waiting on some stuff from me, like feedback and grades for the second essay, I'm going to hold off on giving you the third essay assignment until I have been able to finish. However, we do still have some homework. My goal is to finish by Friday, by the way, so I'm hoping to get you some feedback by Friday, all your grades, and then a new video up that will go over kind of a check-in, and it will go over the new assignment. All right, so what I would like you to do in the meantime is you have basically 4 assignments, but they're not that big of a deal. The first thing is on Blackboard, which we're not really using, but kind of using to the extent that I'm able to use it without wasting any more time trying to figure it out. On Blackboard, you're going to go on to our class, and under announcements, there should be a link that says library tutorials. You go back onto the site and double check to make sure it's there. Yeah, I'm sorry. So it's English 101 Library Module Online. When you click on that, there will be instructions from the college about how to go through it and use it. You need to have those modules done hopefully by Friday so that we can move forward. It's not a big deal if you don't get them done by Friday, but set a goal to have them done by Monday at the latest, because you need those research modules in order for us to go on to the research paper. So that's the first assignment, library modules. The second assignment is I would like you to read in your book, it starts on page 294, reading and writing across fields of study. So the first chapter is chapter 25, starts on, like I said, page 294, and it is reading across fields of study. And the next one is chapter 26, and it is writing across fields of study. The reason I'd like you to look at this is in preparation for that research essay. So the research essay the topic's not going to be assigned by me. You're going to choose your topic, which means you also need to choose sort of how you're going to write it, right? You need to take a position on it. You're going to need to choose how you're going to do your research and what research you're going to use. And you need to choose who your audience is. So when you read both of those chapters, it's going to prepare you to be able to answer all those questions. So the reading across fields of study will help you when you start to conduct your research, and the writing across fields of study will help you kind of think about what rhetorical position should you be taking, or what rhetorical devices should you be using as you create or answer your research question, right? That was really scary. I don't know if you could hear that, but I think my door just came unlocked. Anyway, so that those 2 chapters will help you significantly. Once again, I'm hoping everyone has access to the book at this point. If you do not, email me and I'll try to find a resource that's online and accessible to you. The book won't be online, but perhaps we can find something that is similar, or I can summarize the information for you. That will be hard for me and it'll take a lot of time. So I'm hoping you all have at least an online version or digital version of the book. Okay, so those are the first 2 assignments. The next assignment I'm going to post, so in your syllabus, there's a bunch of uh, like articles that have research components to them listed. We've already read several actually that are research based. The first one was How Do You Heal a Foreign Anguish? The academic journal article that explored Emner Basie Phillips's poem. So that was peer-reviewed research-based. That was how you would write an academic research paper or article in the humanities, specifically the field of studying literature, right? The other thing we looked at, most of the stuff we've looked at has had some, because it's nonfiction writing, has had some element of research involved, unless it was purely memoir, personal writing. So the next one that I can think of that is a really good example of how to use research in writing was the mixed genre piece we looked at, the Eric Anthematum piece, Incarceration, Education, Emancipation. So that's a great example of kind of seamlessly and elegantly using research in an essay that is not peer-reviewed or particularly academic. It's certainly very, very well written and very intelligent, but it's accessible, right? It's not in a peer-reviewed journal. So those are two examples to start with that you've already read. So everything listed on your syllabus, unfortunately, are all only in the book. I swear when I made the syllabus, I was selecting things, even in this unit, on research that were available online. But they seem to have all disappeared, or perhaps I was mistaken and they were not available to begin with. So I'm going to post for people who don't have the book, and like I said just a minute ago, I really hope you've gotten it at this point. But in case you haven't, I'm going to post an article that is similar to one of the articles in the book, something like How Selling Organs Can Save Lives. I think that's the one in the book. This one is similar in content. And it's, once again, based on research and facts and, not opinion. I mean, it is an opinion. It's someone's taking a position on what they think should happen, but then they're using facts to support that position. I mean, and not just facts, but research, specific research, like cited research. So anyway, that's where I want you to begin. So far you're doing the library module tutorials. You got to go onto Blackboard to get that. You are reading 2 chapters, chapter 25 and chapter 26. They're pretty light chapters. They're not super involved, but they have great information. You are reading whatever essays you have access to, whether it's going over the ones I've already handed out to you when we were meeting in person, or your book, everyone that's listed on, just choose 2 of ones that are listed in the research unit, and then continue reading them as you want to as we're writing. But really my goal for right now for this week is for you to have access to strong examples of research used well in writing. And I also, I'm going to have more stuff for you to do with regard to writing practice and skills. I'm sorry, I should not be able to look at myself while I'm doing this because I just see how crazy my hair looks. Okay, so with regard to writing skills, once I finish your second essays, I'll have some more information about more kind of specific and targeted videos where I'm actually going over skills and strengths and weaknesses. But for right now, I know that one of the things we talked a lot about is sentence level errors and how to construct a good sentence. And, it seems like that should be simple, and it's not something that we think about at the college level. Like, yes, we need to go over that, but we do, honestly, in professional writing, and people who write for their jobs, I don't mean professional writers, but most jobs have an element of writing in them. A lot of those folks are also not constructing sentences properly. Like we talked about, a big issue is how to use a comma, how to use a semicolon, when to use a semicolon, what are comma splices, what are run-on sentences, right? Like when do we accidentally just throw in a fragment because that's how we would have spoken, right? So don't feel like this sentence level work is unimportant or small, or don't feel bad if you need to do sentence level work, because like most of the United States needs to work on how to construct their sentences in both writing and speaking. I'm sure I've constructed terrible verbal sentences in the middle of this video. Okay, so I'm going to give you, under the video, there's going to be links to all of those things, except I can't post a link of the library tutorials, because those, of course, are on the website that only students have access to, which is Blackboard. So, so you got to go onto Blackboard for that. Please email me if you're having trouble with that. I will probably be not very much help, but we can figure it out together. I hope you all are doing well. I don't think there's much more I have to add right now. Your next video will be a little bit longer and more specific instruction, but this, for right now, all I want you to do is be reading. Should I find some more essays that are particularly strong with regard to research, I'll post those under the video as well. In fact, I'll probably post the Erin Manum and the Catherine Verhagen article, even though you already have those, just in case somebody doesn't. Or in case a stranger finds this video and is bored in quarantine and wants something to do. Hello, strangers. Okay, I will talk to you all soon.